Small arenas are sure to present a completely different challenge for these 10,000-pound monster trucks and the drivers behind the wheel. We are in Pikeville, Kentucky today, and we have 16 monster trucks and 16 drivers ready to battle on this small arena. We'll see how they handle these tight turns. There's not a lot of room for error here. Introducing first a legendary Chevrolet with a legendary driver behind the wheel, Paul Schaeffer in Monster Patrol. Next truck out. He is returned again with the biceps showing with his American Gladiators paint scheme, legendary driver and well-known chassis builder, Dan Patrick in Samson. Next truck out is another legendary Chevrolet and a fantastic driver that always leaves it all out on the track, no matter where he goes. Jack Wilman in Taurus. Next truck out, a legendary Ford, multi-time Thunder Nationals champion, a legendary monster truck driver, Michael Waters in Black Stallion. Next truck out, another legendary Chevrolet with his updated chassis from TNT's Unfinished Business, Charlie Rohrig in the Thunder Chicken. Next truck out, another legendary Ford with big horsepower and a driver that is not afraid to go all out, Cliff Val in the Virginia Giant. Next truck out is a custom machine built by Anderson Boys Racing, representing one of the most legendary figures in the world of wrestling, Mean Mark Callaway in Taker. Next truck out, another fantastic Ford, World Finals Freestyle champion, the son of Michael Waters and Black Stallion. Very good in these small arenas, Mikey Waters in Overkill Evolution. Next truck out, our first look at this legendary Chevrolet and a fantastic driver drove this truck in TNN's Motor Madness Monster Jam, Ron Nelson in Bustin' Loose. Next truck out, another legendary Chevrolet. He wants to know if you've driven over any Fords lately. Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. Next truck out, a second-generation star, the son of Mr. Excitement Jim Kohler in a great-looking fire truck body, Chris Kohler in Axe. Next truck out, another member of Jim Kohler's wild and crazy team, the cousin of Brutus, Joe Foley in Spock. Next truck out, this great looking 41 Willys is not far from home. He's from right over in Louisville, Kentucky. Please welcome Stevie Snellin in the River Rat. Next truck out, a great looking Chevrolet and a great driver that's been in monster trucks for a long time. Rick Rabb in the American Guardian. Next truck out, a great looking Chevrolet. A great tribute on the back of this one to the legendary Scott Hartsock gunslinger. Please welcome Brian Mays in Fast Metal. And last but not least is our defending champion. Done a fantastic job in the straight line competitions last time out. One of the first monster trucks went head to head with Bigfoot back in the day as well as last competition, and he got a huge win, and he's got that checkered flag on the back. Hoping to defend it. The checkered flag actually matches the truck pretty much on this one. Rod Litzau in USA 1. Time for round one. Paul Schaeffer in Monster Patrol and Ron Nelson in Bustin' Loose. Legendary Chevrolets and legendary drivers. This is a small arena. It's a Chicago-style track. Schaeffer clips the car going out of the first turn. We got a good one coming around the final turn. Who's it going to be at the line? It's a good race, but it is Paul Schaeffer in Monster Patrol getting the win in the first race. Up next, Dan Patrick, Samson, and Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. Again, legendary Chevrolets and legendary drivers. This should be another good one. Porter smooth around the first turn, and he has the lead. Coming into the final turn, and Gary Porter's going to get the win in the Carolina Crusher, and Dan Patrick has flipped Samson. Oh my! Up next, Jack Wilman in Taurus and Chris Kohler in Axe. Great trucks and drivers. Once again, let's see how they handle this small arena and these turns. They both got a good run going so far. A slight edge to Taurus coming around the final turn. It's going to be a good race, but it is Jack Wilman and Taurus getting the win in a close one. Up next, Michael Vaughters and Black Stallion and Joe Foley and Spock. Fantastic drivers. Once again, let's see how they handle this small arena. Joe Foley and Spock, a lead coming out of the first turn. Joe Foley, a great run in Spock, and he gets the win in round one. And Vaughters, Black Stallion over on his lead. Up next, Charlie Rohrig in the Thunder Chicken and Stevie Snellin in the River Rat. We're asking a question here, who's faster, the chicken or the rat? Has anybody ever asked that question? Well, it needs an answer, and it's going to get one momentarily as they're coming around the final turn, and it's going to be the River Rat. Stevie Snellin gets the win. Look out, roll over. Up next, Cliff Val in the Virginia Giant and Rick Rabb in the American Guardian. Ford versus Chevy. This should be a good one. Big horsepower in both of these trucks and great drivers. We got a good one going coming around the final turn. It's gonna be Rick Rabb in a close one in the American Guardian and the Virginia Giants upside down. Up next, Mark Callaway and Taker going up against Brian Mays and Fast Metal. Our first look at this Taker truck. Fast Metal, I think, was with us a long time ago. Great looking machines. Mark Callaway a little out of shape over the first set of cars, but they are still even. It's a good race. Very close, but it is Brian Mays. Fast Metal gets the win. Up next, Mikey Waters in Overkill Evolution and Litzau in USA 1. Last matchup for round number 1. Litzau, a great driver and defending champion. But Mikey Waters is very fast in these small arenas. And we got a good one coming around the final turn. It's gonna be Mikey Waters in a close one. Overkill Evolution barely edges him out and gets the win. Round 2 trucks are staged. Paul Schaeffer in Monster Patrol and Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. In-house Chevrolets battle here. 2 legendary drivers. Porter a little clips the car a little bit in the first turn, but he is looking smooth and fast as he was in the first round. Gary Porter, Carolina Crusher is flying and he gets the win. Next up, Jack Wilman and Taurus and Joe Foley and Spock. Great trucks and drivers. These two have looked strong. Spock was very smooth in round 1. Taurus is getting things together as well. We got a good race going coming around the final turn. They're both smooth. Oh man, it's a close one. Oh, Taurus upside down. And Joe Foley and Spock gets the win. Up next, Brian Mays and Fast Metal and Stevie Snelling in the River Rat. Here we go, 2 trucks that we haven't seen very much of in these competitions. We'll see how they compete here. Brian Mays a little bit out of shape over the cars there. We still got a good one going. It's gonna be Fast Metal, it looks like. A little sloppy for both drivers, but Brian Mays and Fast Metal gets the win. Up next, Mikey Waters, Overkill Evolution, and Rick Rin, the American Guardian. Last spot in the semifinals on the line between these 2 great machines and drivers. A little out of shape over the cars, but Mikey Waters, Overkill Evolution is flying, I tell you what. And oh my! Rick Rin stuffs it into the barricade, and Mikey Waters moves on. There are 4 trucks left. Brian Mays and Fast Metal and Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. Chevrolet battle, first matchup of the semifinals. Both of these drivers really want to get a big win in one of these events, and it's going to be a close one. They are even coming around the turn. What a race! Wow, a great battle. It is Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher, barely. To see who joins in, Mikey Waters, Overkill Evolution, and Joe Foley and Spock. Both of these guys have been very smooth and fast on this small arena floor. And they are both looking good. Coming to the final turn. They both looking smooth, but it's gonna be Overkill Evolution. Waters upside down, but he gets the win and moves on to another finals. We've got an epic finals. Mikey Waters, Overkill Evolution, and Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. Waters has won one of these events before. I don't think Gary Porter has. Ford versus Chevy. We got a good one coming around the final turn. They're dead even. Oh man, what a finals. What a finals. It is Gary Porter barely in the Carolina Crusher. My goodness, that was a very, very close race. Maybe the closest one of the night. I believe we had a couple more close ones. But Gary Porter finally gets that big win in that Carolina Crusher Chevrolet, running his in-house chassis from the Panda series. I'll tell you what, that is a legendary machine. He knew he was going to have to push that truck to the limits to get past Mikey Waters, who always does very good in small arenas. Gary Porter been around for a long time. knows how to handle a monster truck, and he gets it done here in the Save Mod Arena in Pikeville, Kentucky. Enjoy the rest of his freestyle celebration. Congratulations to Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. And thank you for watching, and we will see you next time with some more monster truck action. So long, everybody.